Oh, yeah. Episode 71. I almost said 51. Here we go. Let's do it. Grab a drink. Let's do it. Yeah. Come on in. Cheers, everybody. No, I want my vinyl. Ah, there we go. A little Mozart. Wow, we got a great group in here. Well, my mama's in the house, too. What's up, mama? Come on in, people. Hot green tea. Sounds good. Come on in. I'm drinking water. I always try to remember these songs, these intro songs. And the one that goes right before this is called Hero. And I was just goofing around right before, and you'll find this interesting. I wrote that song with the intention of recording it through a Marshall on the bass. So that the riff is... it's chords. Yeah, instead of a guitar. And I forgot it. And then the beginning is like... it's like chuggity chug. Wow. I always try to remember this stuff. If I wrote it a long time ago, I do occasionally forget what it is. You wouldn't think that you could forget a song you wrote, the detail, but oh yeah, unless you're playing it all the time. Come on in. If you are new to this channel, thank you, Cassandra. This is a Goblinko, Sean Auberg game and t-shirt design. If you are new, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. I got a crazy fun show tonight. Tonight was going to be first of all, tonight was going to be a guest. That couldn't happen. So we moved it to Friday. That can't happen either. I can't do the show Friday. What's up, Ashworth? I can imagine, William, what it sounds like. That's cool. Friday, I got 2 gigs back-to-back, live gigs. I have a school, and then I leave the school, and I go do a ladies' night live event. So I'm out. But Monday, it looks like my guest is back. He's going to be able to do it. It's the balloon animal expert. This guy's a world-class, balloon guy. So he was supposed to be here tonight. And then it was just going to be a wild card episode. Because right before this, I ain't kidding you, I did 2 shows back-to-back on Zoom for schools. One of them had about 120 people. The second one was a high school with over 220 people. And I just did that show. So I'm like, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to have time to put content together. I got some content. I always do. So if you're new, hit the stupid subscribe button. If you're not new, you know what to do. Just tell your friends. For anybody who donates, my gosh, thank you. I get donations offline. So sometimes people donate when they're watching it not live, which is awesome. That's a nice surprise. But all of those donations, guess what? They go right in the show. You guys all paid for my fancy equipment, so thank you very much. Yeah, and if you're new, you're going to see this is a participation show. I read all the chats. If you look at the chats, you will see in-chat gaming, like Cassandra's doing right now. Yeah, and some of these people win prizes. 2 mystery boxes went out today, and a few more are going out in the next few days. Be patient. There's prizes. There's all sorts of fun stuff going on. So, yeah, I have a show tonight. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So a couple things. Big thank you. IBK. IBK is the lead singer of the band Reptilians from Andromeda. And the Reptilians from Andromeda are a punk rock band from Turkey. And they're into Toilet Boys, and I'm into their band, and we just traded some stuff. Check them out. This is a really good record. It's got really good sound quality, and it's really good rock and roll punk rock. I mean, the song titles will say it all. Drop Dead, Mr. Pinhead, Hypno Dance, Rat Poison Injection. I like the name of this one, Occult Chemistry. So any hoozles, check this out. Cool record. Reptilians from Andromeda. Shout out. If you like punk rock, Turkish punk rock. Punk rock's all over. Punk rock's not a music. It's a state of mind. Never forget that. I don't think the kids today get that. When I was a kid, my punk rock didn't need approval. Actually, I expected disapproval, and if I got approval, I was shocked. The punk rock today, everybody wants approval. So, I have nothing to do with modern versions of this. I'm old school. I'm DIY, no approval needed. And the more you pick on me, the stronger I get. That's kind of my punk rock. Oh yeah, who's winning here? Amanda J has 211 points. Yeah, if you're watching this... Oh yeah, Marina Poison, IBK. Oh yeah. Well, send her a hello. She is awesome. If you're watching this and you're wondering what all this in-chat gaming is, go look in the description below and you'll see. What else? Oh, my weekend. My golly. So this weekend was the official start of the summer here at Rockaway Beach. The beaches are open there. It was a rainy weekend. The only nice day was Monday. But the beaches are open. The concessions are open. The lifeguards are there for the swimmers. Surfing going on. There's waves. And my favorite thing in the world, my Surrey bike is up and running. Yes, it looks like a Flintstone car. There are tikis in the back. It's hard to see. I keep pimping this thing out as much as possible. It holds 6 grown adults and 2 children in the front. It is an amazing... What's up, Fallon? Welcome. It is an amazing piece of equipment. It now has... Oh, wrong button. It now has a name, the Wonder Cycle. It really makes people happy. It makes me happy. When I take that thing out and I'm on the street or the boardwalk, people smile. The only thing I'm sick of is the amount of people going, oh my gosh, it would be so much better if you had an engine in it. When anybody says that, I'm always like, what is wrong with you? If I wanted an engine, I'd get a golf cart, dummy. Everybody thinks it's clever to think about. I'm like, no, the whole point of it is it's manpower, you idiots. Gosh. Well, Peter, you're welcome to come out anytime and cruise the boardwalk with me. Please do. Yeah, well, I'm going to add more skulls. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. You definitely feel... So here's what I'm adding to it. It's not easy to do, and I'm not a car person. I do need a little power, so I'm going to need a little battery. And I'm going to order... I ordered the horns that go in your car for a car horn that play the Godfather theme. The Godfather song. So that is coming. I don't know how I'm going to hook it up yet. I did order last summer flamethrowers that I couldn't hook up. I had to send them back. Next, I'm going to probably do a fog machine out the back. So, Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a ride. It's definitely a ride. Now, one other thing, because we're moving along here. After this show, if you want, I was on a podcast. I filmed it a month ago. Well, it's live right now. It's called the Hey Poopy Podcast. And I forget what platform this is on. If you go to heypoopypodcast.com, I think you can hear it there. You can also hear it on Apple Podcasts. Anyway, take a guess what the podcast is about. Yes, it's about pooping. And it's definitely nasty. It's definitely funny. All the guests tell one or two really good poop stories. And I have a really good one. So if you don't have a weak stomach and you like toilet humor, I think you're going to like it. Our favorite artist who loves toilet humor. Mozart. He was a toilet humor fan. So, I could do the Elon Musk flamethrower. I thought about one of those types. Dude, his flamethrowers are... It's a toy. It's just like an aerosol can. Yeah, I don't know what people were thinking. If you look it up... Uh-oh, Zalthon stepped in. Sorry, Ashworth. He's being a tyrant again. If you look up flamethrowers, there's somebody comparing all different types of flamethrowers. They got the Elon Musk one, and then they have the ones they used in Vietnam. Wow. The real ones? Woo! The only thing is, I didn't know this, but if you were the guy with a flamethrower in war, you usually got killed. You were an open target. People would see you and kaboom, blow you up. Yeah, that was not a cool gig. I always thought that would be a cool gig in the Army. You are a sitting duck waiting for a blow up. What else? Yeah, no show this Friday. Monday. Yeah, Zalthon is petty, and, you know, I need him to be a little petty once in a while. It's good. Good cop, bad cop. It's a good technique. I'm the good cop. He can be the bad cop. Pupe. Yeah, so cool. We got a nice group here tonight. What was I gonna say before we start chatting? I really need help tonight. I want lots of questions. I did not flesh out tonight's subject that much. It's more of an idea to think about. And we're gonna jump into it in a second. Anything else I need to go over? Yeah, if you're new, hit that subscribe button. I'm getting there. My golly, it is so hard to get your number up. I'm at 746. To get to 8 is not easy. To get to 1,000 is really hard. If you're below 1,000, you are permanently, you're shadow banned. You don't go anywhere. You don't appear anywhere. Somebody has to know where to go look for you. And even if you hit that stupid notify bell, you might not get notified. There are really famous YouTubers that people hit their notify and they're not notified. They're shadow banned. Yeah, it's real. It's not cool. I don't like it. If somebody would create a different platform that was really free speech, open game, I would flip over right now. I would. But that doesn't exist yet. It will. In the meantime, I'm going to build my audience here. I'm very respectful of this audience, and I'm very happy. So let's do this. Tonight, let's chat about moral machines. Moral machines. What do you think, folks? What do you think I'm talking about? Am I talking about a machine that makes morality? Am I referring to our brain? I think I'm referring to all of the above. Are we programmed? Do we have a moral code programmed? I say we do, a bit. Not a lot, but a bit. Just like a machine would be programmed to make decisions, I believe we are too, to a certain degree. Yeah. Values and why we should study them. Interesting. Okay. So what I want to talk about tonight are two things. A, what does it mean when AI needs to have morals programmed? What does that mean? It's crazy. The other one is, are morals relative? Moral relativism. And cultural values. Clearly, they're not the same everywhere. And clearly, people judge them. So, the thing I wanted to talk about today, and this is really, please participate. Bam, Fallon's on it. Moral code written for survival. Bam. We're going into that deep tonight. Yeah, like, think about today. Okay, so today I wrote a little essay. I posted it on my Instagram about when you get mad at somebody. Whenever I get angry at anybody, whether it be somebody at the gas station being a jerk, somebody in the water surfing, whatever, 9 times out of 10, I am judging a value that they hold dear, and I'm like, why are they valuing it that way? Or they're judging my values, and I'm judging they're judging my values. Sounds like a mouthful. Well, yeah. We're going to talk about AI a bit because, man. So, is it okay to study another culture's values and then criticize it? Well, okay. Let's use the Islamic value system for a little bit. If you go to an Islamic country like Saudi Arabia or Yemen or one of the UAE places, one of those, clearly they have different values. Men only hang out with men. Women only hang out with women. Women aren't allowed to be in public without their husband or their brother. Women aren't allowed to be sexy. Men aren't allowed to be gay. Trans? No, not happening, right? Okay, well, it's over there. And I see people suffer under that value system. Is it my duty to judge? I don't know. But where I can judge those values is them when they're here in my house or in front of my house or down the street. If I walk down the street with a girl and somebody says they're offended that she's wearing a short skirt, I'm going to have a little thing to say about that. And there's where I will judge their value. I'll say, you are judging my value, and I'm now judging your judging. Because we don't do that here. Right? What do you think about this? This is to me an interesting notion. I mean, look, I am not into genital mutilation, but lots of people value it. I have a lot of friends who are non-religious, and they circumcise their kids for cosmetic reasons. I'm not into that. Am I allowed to judge them? Yeah, I think I am. I can say I don't approve. It doesn't mean I'm not going to be friends with them, maybe. Now, if they... Okay, so my question, and this is where I'm thinking, at what point would I be like, hey, too far? You know? Like, obviously, genital mutilation on the girl end doesn't happen here, but it does happen in Africa and in the Middle East. There are places it happens in. So, at what point do we say, hey, like if you knew your neighbor did that to his daughter, would you stop being friends with him? I don't know. Would you, if you're not into it, the male version, would you not be friends with those people? It's just more popular. You see, it's a lot of these things are really like malleable and weird. And when you sit down and think about it. Now, here's something interesting. And judging values. I once saw a debate with Christopher Hitchens and a rabbi. And you can look this up. If you look up Hitchens, circumcision rabbi, it'll pop up right away. And in a nutshell, Hitchens makes a reference to genital mutilation. He's referring to circumcision. The rabbi goes, oh, Christopher, please. He goes into, I call it funny preacher mode, meaning a religious guy using humor to make a point. And they're taught to do this. I agree, Joaquin. And so he goes, oh, Hitch, please. My son cried more at his first haircut than when he had his bris, the circumcision. And the audience laughs. And Hitchens uses that to his advantage. He goes, folks, the fact that you're laughing at that proves my point, that religion makes people do horrible things without even realizing it. He goes, you're laughing at that? He goes, hey, what if I said my daughter cried more at her first haircut than she did when they cut her clitoris off? Would you be laughing? And the audience goes silent. Peter says, yeah, I agree, Peter. Yeah, you have the right to dictate your own morality yourself, but once you start imposing your morality on others, you deserve the vitriol you get for doing so. Yeah, that's it. That's how I look up. I do know that when my son was born, they came into the medical room and they go, do you want your son circumcised? We're by law required to tell you that there's no medical benefit to this. They actually say it. I was like, no need. Well, abortion's the other one. That's the other one. Okay, abortion's interesting because there are those that look at it like murder. Like, you're killing your own baby, I'm allowed to step in. It gets gray. That is definitely the gray area of this. I am anything involving your body and your that is, to me, I'm off limits. But it does get gray. What if somebody has a baby and as soon as it's born they want to abort it? It sounds horrible. Again, it gets gray. There are some weird things to what do you call it? Scenario, just to see where you go. And this is what they're doing with AI for machines. They're having to now actually discuss the nuance to this. Because if you don't, the machine's going to make a guess. That's why I'm bringing this up right now. We have to talk about these things. Where do you draw the line? I know that some of the Orthodox religious Jewish guys, they not only do the bris, but the rabbi uses his mouth to take the blood and remove it, which is not sanitary. But because it's religion, it's okay. You see, it starts to get gray. The more and more I get older, the more I want it to be my choice. I want it to be my decisions for my own being and children and whatnot. At what point do you step in and say, hey, no more? What if the neighbor's doing it to his kids? The 18 and up thing is a little interesting. The hormone blockers is part of that debate. When a little kid wants to be on hormone blockers and the parents don't think it's a good idea, again, there's room to discuss there. If somebody else is doing it to their children, are they okay to do it? When is the outside world allowed to go, that's a little weird? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we all know what's best for our kids to a certain point. Again, it's a can of worms. Yeah, really, it gets to be weird. There's science, there's religion, there's the crossover. It all gets muddly. The one that I'm more interested in now is, there is a drawing line. There's the science people, and then there's the religious people. But to me, there's a third side, and that is the layer of where science becomes corporatized. And when things become corporatized, you can spin. You know how we have spin doctors in politics? Are there spin doctors in science? I'm just asking questions, folks. Think about it. You can lean things by who you choose to put in your case study. You will get attacked when you publish your findings, but if you're really good and you pay the right people, and things can be fuddled. They can. This is what big pharma does. This is what big oil does. This is what big polluters do. They pay for the science to go their way. So, right. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, once you circumcise, that's it. Although I did hear this, Fallon. This is interesting. I heard there's a way for someone to get back their skin. There's a way of stretching it. But here's the problem. Once you circumcise, the actual sensation part that it took away is probably gone. Yeah. So, yeah, it's bad. So I don't have answers to these. I do have lots of thoughts and questions. And I think we need to keep asking them and keep talking about them. And don't get upset when someone steps on your toes. Keep talking. Keep talking about it with your friends and family. Because right now, we're going to put in important people's hands the ability to start programming AI. Christian Science. What is that one? I get that mixed up with some of the other ones. Oh yeah, the debate. There is a debate for the COVID vaccine, for sure. I've seen both sides. I see baloney on both sides too. So, yeah, it's all debatable. It's not debatable. It's not. Anytime someone says there's no debate, it's science. I'm like, no. It's all debatable. We're living in a world where everybody's right and everybody's wrong. Facts aren't real anymore, and we'll never know the truth. It sounds kind of sucky. It sounds kind of like a headache. It sounds complicated. It is complicated. It's complicated. And if we don't talk, somebody else is going to start making decisions. And we're told not to talk. We're told not to talk. Look, the platform I'm on right now, if I say certain things that are true, they might pull the plug. No kidding. You're not allowed to talk about certain things. Just like Communist China removes any chat of Tiananmen Square or other things of the such, we have it here now with corporate stuff. It's a little weird. I don't know what to say. Corporations running the government, that's fascism, folks. Not communism, fascism. Pretty weird. So what about this notion of, fact versus truth? Very weird. So moral relativism, cultural values. Listen to this. I'm going to do the car analogy. You're driving on a bridge. You see 10 people. You go to hit the brakes and they're gone. You got options. Plow through the people or drive off the bridge. What do you do? What do you do? Okay. If we are pre-programmed to survive and not die, well, I think your first reaction is to just keep hitting the brake and, try to, but you're going to hit people. You're not going to go, gosh, this sucks. I better just drive it off the bridge. That's rare. Now, what does the electric car do? Save the most lives? Think about this, folks. Okay, so save human, save the biggest number. One of them somebody did a study where they had you could kill yourself, crash into the people, or crash into the little kids. Well, guess what? Culturally, they got different answers. And they found little clusters of people that were similar in values. One of them, the Eastern people, the people from Asia, they didn't value the little kids. They valued the older people. So it's either run over the kids or kill yourself. Yeah, how weird's that? For them, children aren't as valuable as the elderly. In Latin America, they grouped Latin America with French. I guess because of the French influence. A lot of them, saving women was important. That was the first one. They were like, nah, you can't have the women die, which I thought was interesting. And this has to do with programming the car. Imagine, if you will, the notion of you're driving to Canada in your electric car. I like this. Here we go. And you're getting to Canada, and you go through the border, and they go, is your Canadian morale button hit? And you go, boop. Cool. And then you go into Canada, and your car has a different value system now because you're in a different country. Imagine that. It might get to that. Just like our computers are different in different countries. I don't know. I'm just thinking about this stuff. I love chewing on it and perusing on it and smelling it. Maybe because the women have babies. I it's the old women and children first, the old school. But I don't know, Amanda. I do think it is weird that our cars might kill us before they kill a group of people. That to me is a little weird. I might not be so excited to get in my car if it's going to like choose somebody else's life over mine. I don't know. I'm just thinking. The other one I was thinking of is this. Ethical relativism. Well, for instance, okay, what are the morals we are hardwired? Oh yeah, your Canadian moral preferences have been updated. Thank you. That's really what it's going to be, I think. Oh, here we go. Joaquin, software engineer here. Well, I mean, yes, the AI drivers are going to be better than humans. And I've argued with some people over that. Like, no, I'm not. I'm really good. I'm like, dude, you don't have eyes on the back of your head. The car's going to be able to see like a bug. You know, it's going to be able to see 360 and way down in the front where you can't see, like a mile down the road. Yeah, they're going to be pretty good, but they will have to be able to make decisions when it's crash time. And I'm curious of what that will be. If they're going to have a global conference of... Now, what happens... Neuralink. Yikes. What happens when computers can make their own decisions? I saw this one thing where they had a bunch of AI working together and they started to lie to protect each other. I was like, wow, that's what we do. I mean, we will do that if we have to, right? So if machines can have the capacity to start doing that for survival purposes, that's it. That's Terminator stuff, folks. Oh, I love it, Fallon. Yeah, you get in your car and you've got lawful, good, or chaotic. Here's an interesting notion. Well, okay, Peter, let's move it to over what you just brought up. Peter just brought something up. He said, what's scary about how AI is how many jobs are going to become obsolete and how many people are going to be out of work. Everybody watching right now, think about this. Can your job be done by a machine? Now, something like what I do, let's say, where if there's a human involved, right? Can a machine replace me? Well, you could have an animated magician, but that's not what I'm selling. I'm selling reality. Magic is reality, okay? It's sold as a reality. So I don't think I'm going to be replaced yet, unless somebody's more impressed with other AI stuff. But like, for instance, a songwriter. Now, you would think an AI can't do that, but they can now. Or film directing. What if you dump a bunch of junk what if the AI is able to scan the internet and edit together clips and make a story? Eventually that will happen. Well, yeah. Computer programs will not become sentient in my lifetime. I hope not. I hope not. I really think that our future is kind of dark and scary with corporate AI running the show. And yeah, a lot of people are going to be out of jobs. The truck driving industry is gone. Trains, truck, public transportation, airplanes, any factory job. All of those jobs people complain about at Amazon, gone. Robots. Mailman, robots. Everything's going to be robots. So what are they going to do? What will they do? Will they train people to do new things? Will we live in a world where everybody's a philosopher and can sit around and think? Will we... will people die off? What will people do? If people don't have a purpose to the point of they literally don't even have work, there's no point. You wake up and there's like, what do? I go play. What do you do? I really need work to give myself some sort of substance. I mean, I keep myself alive from performing. I entertain people. I create moments of wonder online and live to give people moments of joy and wonderment. And I do it at functions where they need things going on. So where would I lose my job? Well, if there's no functions where they don't need entertainment. Now, if nobody's working, they're going to need entertainment. Well, the future of artificial human companions is definitely going to happen. That is going to happen in such profound manners. Dr. LeVay was definitely right for that. What's up, Neuron? Come on in. Yeah, artificial human companions. I mean, that's it. That's going to happen. I'm going to be able to come home and be like, what's up, buddy? And have a chess player, a gamer. Will it be the same? No. Will it be just as good as a real person? Maybe. I know a lot of dull, uninteresting people out there. Can a machine be more entertaining than a dull, uninteresting person? Hell yeah. How many of us play video games at night? I don't video game, but a lot of us do. We live online now. So is it possible to replace your friends? I say yes. People think there's no humanity. Well, what is humanity? What does it mean? We're just a highly evolved chemical computer, in my opinion. It sounds horrible, but I don't think it's horrible. I think it's great. If we're a highly evolved chemical computer that has more layers than the biggest computer right now, that's cool. That means we can do some things the computers can't do. We can make some decisions on a creative level so it means, what does this all mean? It means the cream has to rise. Nietzsche's superhuman. We're going to need you. We're going to need more. Now, the crazy fascist version of we're going to make the world full of superhumans, pretty dumb and naive. Not everybody's capable. I can't believe that those stupid Nazis were trying to, it's just not going to happen. Certain people can, but not, you can't make it everybody like that. It's not going to happen. Yeah, the smartphone right here has become everybody's best friend. Right here. And I work, I play, I edit, I do everything on my smartphone. Now, yeah, Dr. LeVay was onto something with the artificial human companions. I remember when I first read about his notions that in the future we're going to have robot friends. I mean, I thought, yeah, but I mean, how lifelike can they get? Oh, well, folks, with the new technology, we're gonna have robots that move and interact with humans in such a profound and realistic manner that we're not going to be able to tell the difference. Now, will we see that in our lifetime? I don't know. Maybe. But what I do know that we are going to see in our lifetime, especially this month, is some cool UFO stuff. I woke up today or the other day and I was like, yeah, eugenics didn't work out on... Now, eugenics on a micro scale is real. It really is. I mean, we all mate and breed with people that we admire in some way, shape, or form. Most people do it on just looks alone. But yeah, if you're smart and your partner's smart, you have a good chance at having a smart child. When you do it on a mass scale, not working, folks. That's not how the real version of eugenics works. I think on a micro scale, it's a good idea. You know, if you're going to have kids, find someone that you admire. Their characteristics you admire. Neuron, you met me at Denny and Lee's. Nice. Are you a magician? Because Denny and Lee's a magic shop. Denny Haney was one of the coolest magicians ever. So AI, I didn't buy it being this thing that was like... I imagine them to be like the Disney robots, where they're like kind of real, but just a little off. We're going to have robots that have more life and nuance to humans. It will happen. So yeah, the UFO thing... This month, they're supposed to unveil it. I doubt we're going to get a lot. My fingers are crossed that they unveil that they have materials, which they've hinted at. I've seen some other Navy guys say, yeah, I think they have materials too. That's what I'm curious about. As for what they are, even if they know, I don't think they're going to tell us. I think if the president went on TV, or any president or anybody of authority, and said aliens are real, or the future people are real, or we don't know what they are, but they're from another dimension, I think the poop is going to hit the fan. I think we will have... Oh, you are a magician. Neuron Crux. Well, cool. Welcome. I think you're going to like this channel. You should subscribe, because I, on this channel, bridge the gap between fake magic and real magic all the time. Because to me, there ain't no difference. You'd like to show humans what? Total Recall. Wow, Total Recall's pretty cool, yeah. Breeding between the lines. Oh, okay. I'm going to write that down. Breeding between the lines. That's the kind of book I'm into. Breeding between the lines. I'm going to look that up. I'm reading a lot of books right now. Don't need any, but I do like to be ahead. You're going to love this channel. Okay, so the thing in this channel, first and foremost, the chat has got a lot of smart people. And when I mean smart, we got book smart, Carney smart, punk rock smart. We have all of them. To me, they're all important. I know a lot of book smart people that don't come from the carnival, and they don't understand human nature. And then there are people in here that are not book smart, but they are the wisest human beings ever. So, yeah, you're going to dig it. Oh, okay. Humans. Well, I'm thinking on values. Let's go back to the values now. Will AI have values? Will there be things that it prefers? I say yes. When you have values, it means you are discriminating against something else. You're preferring one thing to the other. Now, the reason why I'm so fascinated by this, if they said AMOs are real, or aliens are real, the whole world changes on a drop of a dime. Everything we know of changes. Everything. Yes, it does. I agree. As for values, the reason why I am obsessed with talking about this and studying it, and where is he? Neuron Crux, the magician guy in here, and I think the reason why you will be interested in this is shaman studied humans on a meta level. They studied what people like, what they don't like, what motivates them, what doesn't motivate them. What part of the brain are they using when they make decisions? Are they using their reaction lizard brain, or are they thinking, right? So as a magician, I am studying people's values a lot. And not only am I studying their values, I'm really looking at culturally where they come from too. I perform for, and if you're a magician, you know this. A good magician can perform for anybody. I don't care where you're from, how old you are, what country you're from, what neighborhood you're from, rich, poor, young, old, don't care. I study values. When I see people, I'm pretty good at knowing where their allegiances lie and what will make them happy. And I think this is what shaman were doing. I really, really, really love the notion of 100,000 years ago, 99% of the people were either hunting, gathering, dealing with babies, dealing with suffering. They were busy. Life sucked. Lightning was killing people. Tigers were eating people. Most kids were born dead. It was a mess. And then, every now and then, someone was born a little different. They weren't the hunting type. Maybe one foot was a little shorter. Maybe they were an albino and physically looked different than the rest of the group. Maybe they were born with both sexual parts. Wow, look at that guy. Holy moly. Something was different. Maybe they were on the spectrum and they could tell right away. Whatever reason, that guy didn't go on the hunt. He stepped back and he helped out around the village, and he observed and he learned and he started using his creative mind. Hey, my sister's in the house. What's up, sis? And that guy invented everything. He was the one. He was the one that realized that he understood how people thought. He's the first carny. He's the first shaman. He's the first religious leader, magician, all of the above. Yep. Ah, thank you, Dan. Yeah, I love that my sister and mama jump in here. It's, I'm one of those dudes, my whole life I've been asking these questions. Occasionally I find an answer. Sometimes I don't. Thoughts? What are we thinking here? Here we go. Neuron Crux says it. Definitely had to make some tense moral decisions while performing mentalism. Well, right underneath you, Rick Sherman chimes in. He's also a mentalist. Probably a gal. You mean the shaman? Yeah, a lot of times. I think so. I think some of the early shaman were whoever. It was men and women. But I guarantee you something made them separate. They weren't able to go hunting for some reason, or fishing, or gathering, or something. They were not able to do the other, so they did the other. They overcompensated. Yeah. Oh, you know what's funny? I do a lot of Zoom. Yeah, I just did that on purpose. I do a lot of Zoom shows where I'll freeze and they'll think the camera's frozen, but then I realized that my flames are always moving. Yeah, when you're on Zoom, if you're ever on Zoom and you just stop, it's pretty funny watching what the people do. Thoughts, everybody, before I jump out of here. It's Wednesday. We're almost at the 9. And I had a busy day online, so I'm going to bounce and go eat dinner. I didn't eat dinner yet. What are your thoughts on all of this? Really, I'm really trying to chew on this whole idea of someone's going to sit down with a keyboard and program morals into a computer. They're going to be like, you know what? When you wreck your car, you are going to choose the least amount of death. And if the driver is the least, he's gone. Someone's going to program that. Wonder who it will be. Oh, you did think it froze. Morality is a white lie that keeps the beast inside of us from tearing us apart. Nietzsche. Well, morality is interesting because it is very bendable. If you go back and read the morale of the Bible, it's different. I love pointing that out to people. I know, Yvette, you're on Zoom too all the time. Fallon says there's several pursuits developing AI. Would it be possible more than one could become sentient? Oh, wow. Oh, wow, Fallon. All right, Fallon, you just took it to a new layer. Fallon's saying scientist A programs AI to have this moral code. Scientist B programs the other. And, hey, Maxwell, what's up, buddy? I love it when I have kids in the house. Come on in, brother. Come on in. This is Maxwell. How old are you now, Maxwell? I don't know how old you are. You're 10, 11, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't think you're 12 yet. Maxwell, this channel is very adult, but I like it when kids are in here because I think kids can do philosophy and talk about the deep stuff just like adults. There's another little kid. You thought your TV froze too. I do it all the time. There's another little kid that jumps in here named Cassius. He is a 5th grader going to 6th grade, and he likes deep thinking too. This is a deep thinking channel. We talk about religion. Not a lot of politics, a little, but not a lot. I don't like to deal with politics. But religion and philosophy and yeah, so enjoy. Sit back. If you have questions, you ask. And everything's open game here. We criticize everything and we chew it apart and come up with new answers. So whenever I see little kids in here, I am touched. Come on in. I taught my kids to ask questions and think and don't accept anything. And I really think this is important. Anybody that has kids, and I learned this from Richard Dawkins, teach your kids to question 3 things. Here they are. Authority. Always question authority. I asked somebody the other day if they trust the federal government, and their answer was absolutely. How fast they answer is what scared me. The second thing to ask a question about, not just authority. When I mean authority, I do mean authority. I mean the police, the government, your parents, everybody. Always question it. The second thing, always question tradition. This is the hard one. We have a lot of traditions that we do. Look at it. Re-examine it. The third one is revelation. Anybody that comes to you and says they had a secret meeting with a being from outer space or with a ghost or a demon or a god, you better look twice. Those 3 things. Authority, tradition, revelations from other celestial things. And I taught my kids that. Well, I agree, Talon. I think philosophy really should... here we go. A QAnon. I'd love to know a QAnon. I don't know any QAnon people. I thought for a while that QAnon wasn't real, meaning it's real, but on a small scale, and the media blows it out of proportion, just like the flat earth people. Now, I'm going to end on this. I watched the Flat Earth documentary, and I would say 75% of the people I saw on there don't believe the earth is flat, for real. I could see it. I could see it in their eyes. They signed up to be a flat earther, and they're like, I believe in it. I believe in it. But I can see in their eyes they don't. So why would they join up with the flat earth group? I'll tell you why. I think people get interested and obsessed with apologetics. It becomes a hobby. Just like there are Christian apologetic people where their hobby is justifying the Old Testament stuff. There are flat earthers that like justifying their flat earth stuff. And there's a lot of guys out there that are really good at it. And so you can see it in their eyes. They'll be like, you go, look, science clearly can, if you get into a spaceship and you go into outer space, you can see the earth is round. They'll start to go down the wormhole of apologetics. They'll go, well, how do you really know that? How do you know what you're seeing is real? How do you know, right? They're doing that game. It's fun to do that game. So I think a lot of them watch the Flat Earth documentary on Netflix. You can see it in their eyes. They're having fun with it. They have conventions. It gives them an identity. It also gives them a purpose. And I'm saying that all the time. So I think a lot of these things like QAnon aren't necessarily 100% real. They're a little real, and then a lot of people fluff it up because it's fun to talk about. I'm going to look into that. Philosophy will never be taught in school. Yeah, it'll never be taught because you can't teach moral stuff or even questioning it in school because religion has taken that job in the West, unfortunately. In the old days, in the Roman times, they had the religion. They also had philosophy. They kept them. You learn morality, not necessarily from religion. You learned it from your philosophy. And I think that's the better way because it takes away the ghost. When there's not a ghost involved, we can talk about it and debate it. Whenever you have a ghost involved, like a god behind your moral code, how can you debate it with anybody or talk about it? My God's purple, and he thinks this. My God's green, and you can't debate. And you can go, oh, we're all right. No, we're not. No, we're not all right. So, the Bohemian Grove, maybe. Some of these subjects to me aren't that interesting, but maybe. Freemasonry, maybe. That's one of the ones I have put time into learning a bit about. But yeah. Flat earthers. Well, again, yeah. Dude, if I became a Christian apologetic guy right now, I could get rich next week. I could do a lecture tour. Like that. But I don't, because I'm not doing this to get rich. You're right though. Why do you think people start to sign up for a political party? I could go all the way and go Democrat. I could go all the way and go Republican. Either one of those will get me a bigger audience like that. It's true. So I see it. I see why people sign up for these things. And I don't think their heart's always there. They do it to make money. Wow. What a show. Folks, tonight was good. Made me want to do a lot more research. Anybody new in here, hit that stupid subscribe button. It's right on the bottom down here. You'll see it. You can just click on it. I need to get to 1,000 to monetize. It'll make this way better. I'll also be able to do road trips when it's monetized. And I do need to figure out how I can do live broadcasting remotely and get this quality. I don't know how. I can live broadcast from my phone, but this camera, I can't do it. So I don't know how to do it. I'm going to learn. You're in the mood for Captain Crunch? I'm in the mood for Lucky Charms. Thank you. I hope I made everybody have a little bit of thought. Tonight was a thinking one. Tonight was one of those ones. I don't have a lot of answers for tonight. I have some opinions, but I have a lot of questions. To me, this whole notion of, again, machines are going to get programmed for moral codes is pretty neat. Also, what's neat is we all have different ones too. We have some hardwired ones, and then we don't. We have ones we learn. And to me, that's fascinating. Wow, we had a really good group tonight. If you're new, Joel Osteen, I'm actually fascinated by his techniques. I've done some studying. I'm going to do an episode on my favorite Christian ministers. Because I enjoy watching them. I do, especially the faith healers. They're coming from a carny background, a shaman carny background that fascinates me. You could say they're taking advantage of people. You could say they're helping people feel comfort where they'll find it elsewhere. So yeah, I might do an episode on the super duper religious, charismatic guys that faith heal and speak in tongues. Ooh, let me think about that. Well, thank you, Peter. Thank you, Dan, William, Dan, Talon, Fallon, my sister, my mama, whoever else is in here. We got a decent crowd. Thank you. I'm not saying this just to say it. I'm absolutely flattered I can pull a crowd here live every time I do it. It means the world to me, and it makes this whole thing worth it. I would not be doing this show if I had to make canned episodes. Boo. Not my thing. I like live. Well, all right. So, William Rosher. Is he the rubber band guy? Sounds familiar. Yeah, Talon, everybody, thank you. Public schools, whatever. Oh, minister, magician, paranormal, investigator, author. No, I don't. I'm going to look him up. See, you guys educate me too. That's why this is fun. You give me things to do. All right, I'm bouncing. I'm going to go to the beach. I'll see you on Monday. And hopefully my live guest, and we'll pull that one off. Friday, there's no show. I encourage everybody, get out there, go to the beach, and party, and enjoy the weather. And yes, thank you, Daryl. I'm glad you liked it. I'm going to take us out with the credits. And if you're new, hit that stupid subscribe. Party on, Wayne.